Hello and welcome back once again to Hand of Fate 2. After the disaster that was that last match, it's time to try it again. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more luck this time, not hit quite so many of the failure cards.
I do not know what the usurper has done with my game. He will have improved it, I am sure, as I improved the game of my predecessor.
Alright, so we're going to have to change out some encounter cards. I think we'll take the friendly innkeeper. Leave everything else the same. And we should be ready to restart this mission. Alright, let's try this again.
These challenges I present you, each one will hone your skills and prepare you for our final conflict. This empire will fall under proper guidance once more, and soon.
Alright, Malaclypse has somehow roped you into traveling deep into the far north on a diplomatic mission. While I usually refrain from working for the Empire, since this one takes me farther away from it, I've made an exception. It'll square my debt with General Brandstrom and open many doors for you. What do you say? Alright, well we've already read the other part, so we're just going to join him on his quest. Excellent, bring your sword and let me do the talking, says Malaclypse. I've brought plenty of supplies, so we can set up camp when we get hungry. And again, we get that massive bonus of food there, all 25 of it. And once again, we need to collect 6 blessings. The High Priestess is quite partial to blessings. If you can prove yourself worthy, we'd have a better chance at swaying her in our favor. Let's begin the ascent. Right off the bat, we get a blizzard. With little warning, a snowstorm sweeps in from the north. The snow whips against you like shards of glass and obscures your vision. You struggle to find cover. Let's see if we can avoid struggling too significantly. There we go. The climb becomes unbearable. You seek shelter in a cave and desperately fight off the onset of frostbite. When the howling winds ease, you clear the snow from the cave entrance to discover the dark clouds have passed. Malaclypse forges for firewood, saying this log is dry enough. We can set up camp here for the night. Alright, we only took 10 damage that time. That's not so bad.
With the least
the
of
avalanche.
notice, the very lands beneath your feet can slide away.
High up
is filled with surprises.
High up on the mountain, you see the silhouette of a man approaching through the heavy snow. He bellows through the roaring wind. Who dares trespass in the sacred grounds of our priestess? Hidden raiders spring down the mountain with the dexterity of mountain goats. Alright, once again we're going to try this fight and see if we can pull it off.
Who dares venture? None less than the elite Malaclypse and assistant.
There we go. One guy dead. And, oh, Malaclypse must have killed the other guy for us. How nice.
Do you use
Alright.
this for its holy virtues, or its cutting edge?
I'm pretty sure I'm using it for its cutting edge right now. But we'll definitely take it so we get the shield. Alright, the clash of steel rings out, echoing through the peaks. The mountain answers with a low, ominous rumble as a wall of white rushes towards the melee, sweeping away everything in its path. Let's see if we can pull off another good roll like we did last
Back to the bones. I hope you have learned to be their master.
We better re-roll the 3 as well. There we go, 14.
Victory. You are learning.
Yeah, getting lucky at least. You seek shelter against the bluff, pressing close to the rock faces. The avalanche roars overhead. When the trembling stops, you are miraculously unscathed. Your assailant's weapon juts from the snow. As you near, you realize it's still clenched in his hand, his body buried to the wrist by the avalanche. We're going to dig him out again, just like we did last time. You brave the cold and free the raider from his icy grave. He takes a moment to catch his breath and says, "You saved me, though we are enemies by blood. Take my blessing and leave me to my thoughts." We wanted that blessing. And I'll definitely take that. That's awesome. Ooh, the old maiden. So, walking through a shady forest, you encounter a frail old maiden. She stops to greet you. "For centuries I have helped the mortals who find themselves lost in my forest. Is there anything that may help you with your journey?" Honestly, given the quest, I almost always ask for longer life, but I think I'm going to choose supplies this time. "This should sustain you for a few days," she says, squinting at you with tired eyes. 3 more food. Alright. Arm wrestling. Alright. Your opponent in the 3rd round is Perly the Brass Hag. She touts herself as a fearsome pirate, but needs the money from this competition to get herself a boat. Ooh, and we need a 14. And that is not how you do it. We're just going to reroll all of those. I get to reroll the lowest dice. I need a 6 though, and no. Not successful.
The dice are fair, and thus you have lost this round.
A surge of strength means Perly a swift victory. And we get 5 gold. You take the less reward for losing in the competition of strength. When you return, a new contest will begin. Okay, so we'll have to redo that one completely. But we've gotten plenty of gold this time, nevertheless, so we should be able to make a donation. Alright, last time the Monk's Fatality didn't really work for me very well. I've never even seen a wheel gambit. I think we'll avoid that for the moment. I think we'll take the 4 food after every dice gambit this time. Seems like a very solid pick. And we leave with our new blessing. Alright. Ascension. We're ready to ascend. A sudden blizzard slows your progress through Mount Freydis. The bitter winds pierce your skin like shards of glass.
Witches I will tolerate. They have at least stepped into the streams of power that magicians call home.
As you ascend the snowy Mount Freydis, you happen upon a cottage with pungent smoke wafting out of the chimney. A frail old lady, sweeping snow off the path, beckons you to come in. "We've come in search of the great High Priestess to deliver an important message," says Malaclips. "You better go bearing blessings if you want to get on the High Priestess's good side. I'm fixing a batch right now if you'd like a taste. If I got it right this time, you can take it to her," she says, stirring the cauldron. Malaclips politely declines. "I've been watching what I eat, but my companion here has an insatiable appetite," he says, nudging you forward. Alright, let's try to avoid the 1 freaking failure card this time. And we succeed. And we get +1 to each dice during the dice gambit. Awesome. You take a sip of the aromatic potion and feel a warm, fuzzy feeling flowing through your body. "Looks like my recipe's a success. I'm sure the High Priestess will appreciate this one." You thank the old lady and continue up Mount Freydis, paying no heed to the brewing blizzard. Alright, awesome. Alright,
These
Market
tokens
Thief once
represent the
again.
expansion of the game. More options, more cards, more opportunities.
So once again, the Market Bazaar is a hive of activity. Traders from across the lands call it to passerbys to sell their wares. As the sun beats down on the crowded street, you pause briefly to draw water from a fountain. You feel something tug on the inside of your tunic. Turning quickly, you discover a pickpocket making off with some of your belongings. Only 5 gold this time. You jump to your feet and catch a glimpse of the thief as they weave through the crowd. Alright, we're going for that huge success. And we followed the card this time. The thief is nimble, but you manage to gain on them as they negotiate the crowd. With the thief almost at arm's reach, they knock over a barrel of apples in an attempt to hinder you. Okay. Close, but not good enough. Let's reroll. Okay. Wow, that was terrible. Ay, ay, ay. Still can't help the luck. Alright, once again, the apples roll across the ground in front of you, and you lose your footing and land squarely on your back. thief gets away. You dust yourself off and continue on your journey. Still can't get that card. That one is definitely proving difficult. Alright, another blizzard. Once again, we've got a blizzard. We're struggling to find cover. Let's see if we can succeed. And we do. The climb becomes unbearable. You seek shelter in a cave and desperately fight off the onset of frostbite. And then we can leave. Alright. We don't really need to set up a camp just yet. And another avalanche card. Alright, same card as before, same readings. A little bit harder to kill him this time though. Alright, once again, let's see how we do. This time we've got ourselves our Cardinal Blade. Alright, these guys like to throw the little bolas at us. On the frozen plains, prey are few and far between. The keen eyes of a trapper see all. Trappers throw hunting traps that snare their targets, use evade to avoid the traps, or change direction rapidly to break free.
Who dares venture? None less than the amazing Frolic and assistant.
Alright then. Okay, dodge that. This one should be a more effective use of that. There we go. Alright, this combat is going... Well, I say that and then of course I get hit. That's just how it figures. Alright, still went well. Still good combat. Alright, we gained a piece of equipment. Ah, excellent. Our shield. We'll definitely take that in comparison to the rusty wooden shield. Some extra gold, no less. And health. Once again, we are going to have to dodge the avalanche. An 11 should be able to be done. There we go. We've already got it. And we're miraculously unscathed once again. Let's dig him out and get our 4th blessing. Long shot. Score the exact target value in a dice canvas to draw 2 equipment, and then discard this card. So we actually don't want to hit the exact number then, because then we lose that blessing, and we don't want to lose it. Another blizzard. Alright. Let's struggle to find cover once more. See if we can continue to have Lady Luck favor us. And once again it looks like she is. We seek shelter in a cave until the storm ends. I still don't think we really need to set up camp though. So we'll continue onward. But before we ascend, I think we should find out what this last card is. Another Temple Prayers. We've got 44 gold. Let's make a donation. Guardian Angel. Optionally, retry any chance cards gambit. Of course. We gotta pick that. That's amazing. That way if we hit a huge failure, we can redo it. Alright, now we are ready to move onward. A sudden blizzard slows your progress through Mount Fratus. The bitter winds pierce your skin like shards of glass. And we choose to ascend once more.
Careful how one deals with old magic.
Farther up the mountain, the blizzard becomes so intense you barely see the tiny cottage engulfed in snow. An old lady beckons you in. I've received word from my sister's hawk and have been expecting you. I may not be as skilled as her, but this blessings potions I whipped up is my best yet. Do you think it's good enough to take to the High Priestess? She says, blowing the steam off a simmering bowl of thick liquid. I really couldn't, says Malekith, patting his belly. Alright, so I figured that this time it would be... Oh boy. We can redraw, and we're going to choose to do that. We got one. Awesome. So if we drop below 25 health, we'll get a second chance. You take a sip of the aromatic potion and feel a warm fuzzy feeling flowing throughout your body. Looks like my recipe's a success. I'm sure the High Priestess will appreciate this one. You thank the old lady and continue up Mount Freitas, paying no heed to the brewing blizzard. Alright, let's take a look at this card first. Huh. It appears to have revealed. You arrive at a signpost detailing the possible paths east and west. Awesome. So we now know we can avoid the blizzard. Well, we can avoid a blizzard, not the blizzard. But we can avoid a blizzard at least. Let's struggle once more to find cover. This time at least, if we hit the huge failure card, we'll go for it, even though there's a chance of hitting the huge failure. Well, we hit the failure twice. The climb becomes unbearable. You seek shelter in a cave and desperately fight off the onset of frostbite. The wretched smell of fish meat and stale sweat alerts you to the presence of a bear arousing from hibernation. The ferocious beast bares its teeth and swipes at you with giant paws. Alright, he only got 5 life. You flee the cave, having barely survived the savage attack. Luckily, the blizzard has passed. Alright, we're at 77 health. We could set up camp, but I think we're okay.
Children are always the ones to suffer most. They have an excessive capacity for it.
Alright, we're doing Malaclypse's quest once again. We beat the previous one the last time in our failed attempt. You linger near a fort in the abandoned docks of the great city. Malaclypse slides out of an alley and strokes his mustache. Well, coin slave? Still gets me every time with that name. The Empire has the stolen mage children hidden away in there. Now, I'm not fond of children, as you well know. You recall a time when Malaclypse was asked to relinquish his last sweet will to a crying child. He refused. But Iro won't give me the cure if we don't rescue them. He outlines the plan to you. It's worryingly brief, I believe that. These forts are all interconnected, so even if we defeat one lot of guards, they're bound to call reinforcements. We have to get in and out quick. Defeat 2 still monster cards within 60 seconds. Alright. We have 60 seconds. Okay, got it. Malaclypse has drawn a helpful diagram in the dirt. The self-portrait is particularly generous. I believe that. Let's ask why. We're evidence that the old world ever existed, and they don't like that. Alright. Well, let's continue on then. Ooh, the redraw. There we go. Second time's a charm. Hidden beneath a pile of refuge, you find a grate that leads presumably under the fort. Without concerning your wishes, Malaclypse wedges the grate open and descends into the gloom. You follow suit, as you don't quite trust him on his own. Yeah, that's the truth, I really don't. The rough stone walls of the narrow passageway grate against your skin as you feel your way through the sewers. You stumble blindly into Malaclypse and clumsily plunge into the water. The commotion rouses a group of corrupted creatures, taking refuge in the sewers. They don't take kindly to your intrusion. Awesome. Alright. At least we're properly equipped. Bastion of Purification. Niall was a wildly inventive craftsman, and also quite mad. There we go. He hit us once, but that's alright. It was weird not doing it with the health bar like we had the last time we fought one of those guys. Couldn't tell how much I had to bash him. That's okay. We won. The final monstrosity falls gurgling. Malaclypse gazes at the bodies with a troubled look on his face. This one is wearing a necklace. Looks like a family heirloom. The bard, usually fond of looting and stealing, doesn't allow you to touch the necklace. You peer up at the access tunnel. It is set too high into the wall. You won't be able to go back that way. Well, let's explore the sewers. Alright. No, I think we're good with the huge success. That seems like the right guard to go for. A rope hangs from a hole in the ceiling. Let's pull the rope. You tug the rope, and an Empire soldier tumbles through the hole and lands at your feet. The soldier manages a surprise what? Before Malaclypse clubs him with his loot. Defeat one monster card. Awesome. So that really helped out. We only now have to do one card in 60 seconds. So let's find ourselves a way out. Preferably. And again, a huge success. I'll take it. Making up for last time. While searching for the exit, you find a sealed crate of honeyed toffees. We'll take the toffee. Malaclypse beckons you to a wrought iron gate. If I'm not mistaken, and I never am, how dare you question me. This will directly take us into the fort. He allows you to go first. You leave the moisture and the murk of the sewers behind you. You find yourself in a cellar. There are wine casks, jars of pickled vegetables, and a sizable iron cage wreathed in pulsing light. Within the cage, the missing mage children huddle, unsure of your intentions. Well, that's nice. We actually found them. Malaclypse reaches for the heavy lock upon the cage's gate. It sizzles, and he drops it quickly. By Freda's skirts, that burns! He presses a long metal implement into your hand and steps back. You tentatively touch the lock. It doesn't burn you. You attempt to pick the lock. Okay.
The pendulum swings like a scythe, bearing hope or failure.
Okay. Interesting.
Nicely timed.
Okay. Wasn't actually even sure what to do there, but apparently we figured it out. With a click, the lock pops open and clatters to the floor. Okay, children, Malaclypse awkwardly pats one on the head. Your mother and I are going to kill the bad man. You stay here, unless we die, in which case you're on your own. The children nod, numb with terror. Wow, awesome. You sneak up the stairs and survey the scene before you. The soldiers mill about the fort's courtyard. Malaclypse draws his spellbook. I have an incantation that will covertly teleport a few soldiers far away from here, potentially to their deaths, but I'll require some of your blood. I suspect he could, and probably should, use his own blood. Let's ask. These spells I rarely use. I'll need blood magic to be able to perform them. The bard notes your raised eyebrow and clutches his arm defensively. Not me, I'm a gentle flower. Besides, look at you, you're simply bursting with blood. Ouch. Your blood drips onto the rune-lined page.
The wheel is one of my favorite innovations. It combines many different elements of our game into one.
Oh, man. Oh, I can't believe that worked. We'll continue. Shadows envelop a group of soldiers.
Move faster next time.
Patrolling near the wall, they tumble to the ground before vanishing from sight. You are now surprised and relieved to realize Malaclypse has removed all the soldiers. You try not to wonder where they went or if they're still alive. Not too bad, all told, Malaclypse states anticlimactically. Wow, that's nice of him. I'll go fetch our little bundles of joy, shall I? The bard comes striding up the stairs, plucking his loot, the frightened mage children following behind.
Well done.
Okay, no fighting? I mean, that works. Now onward, children. Malaclypse covertly leads the children onto a covered barge by the docks. Onward to your new home with the Man-Med of Forsford. The children glance at you in alarm as they meekly duck into the boat. And we've gained 4 flame. I could have lived without the permanent injury, but, you know, it works.
A simple part of every story. Especially a tale spent in the company of allies and boon companions.
As night draws in, you return to the Rusty Razor. Keep in mind this is the one where we saved the guy last time from all the Empire soldiers. The proprietor greets you warmly. What can I provide to the savior of the Rusty Razor? Heal, buy a meal, or rest. What do you require? Well, let's discuss the latest rumors first. The innkeeper tells you that the recent cheese festival has kept the inn busy and his coffers full. Let's ask about some lodging. Looking for lodgings, eh? We have some fresh-made beds for travelers such as yourself. It's free, of course, assuming you have some provisions. Yeah, let's rest. When we move to the next square, we should heal. So you leave the inn. And that reads us all
Now
the way
the
up to 90.
confrontation. Are you ready to face the priestess of her people and drive the deal the Empire has requested?
Well,
Or will you turn and flee?
we've got 6 out of 6 blessings. The winds clear the dark clouds to reveal the spire of a ritual house protruding from the summit. You press on through the thick snow to find the wooden structure adorned with spoils of war. I think we're ready to enter. As you enter the great hall, the towering arched doors swing open with a heavy creak. A giantess in a velvet robe enters, accompanied by raiders. Malaclypse bows low to the ground. My companion and I have been sent forth to discuss a truce between the Empire and the Northerners, my lady. So they send me a Silverton devil and his mercenaries, she smirks. I hope for your sake you have a decent offering. You kneel before the High Priestess. Your offering will suffice, says the giantess, but if you seek to make a deal on behalf of the Empire, you must prove yourself against my champion. Her raiders charge toward. Alright, so we lost all our blessings, but we made it to the fight. We're fairly well equipped. So, you know, we've got as full of health as we can get. Berserker Champion. Fierce, loyal, relentless. Champion of the High Priestess. Berserker weapons are imbued with ice that slows down their enemies' movement and attacks.
Why do we always end up enraging the locals?
Alright. Ah, shit. Ow. Alright, we can do this. We just gotta pull it back together here. Let's kill this last guy over here. And that should do it. Alright, we won. Let's see if that was enough to complete the quest. You've done well. Now hear my terms. The High Priestess draws herself up, a towering figure draped in fur and wrath. The North will never bend to the Empire. Blood for blood for blood. Those are my terms, small one. Let your leaders hear it and quake. With that, you make a quick descent to relay the message back to General Brandstrom. Alright, we succeeded though. So that works. Let's see what new cards we get. For beating the High Priestess's champion, we get the Humble Hammer, the Berserker's Creed. Ah, so good. Some armor. And the Extinguisher. We also get some new locations. Ah, the Temple Prayers. That's a nice card to have, actually. And 2 with tokens. Awesome. For ascending the Mount Greatest, your supplies have been added to. We now have the ability to get +5 food, the Warrior's Axe, and the Soldier's Sword, which both have tokens on them. That's new. I've never seen a weapon with a token before. Alright, we're going to have to check that out, because I don't know what that means. And then for gaining favor with the High Priestess, presumably for having all 6 blessings, we get the Dark Grove Ring and the Shrine, which appears to be a very powerful card, judging from all the glowiness. Last but not least, for rescuing the Mage Children, we find the Madman card. That's appropriate for him. Alright, another location done. 2 more to find, but overall a successful mission. Seems like a good place to end it. I'm glad that this one went better than the last one. Hopefully we will be able to continue to be more successful like this. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you next time.